Approved. Next, the official radio stations. These are designated for the purposes of providing necessary information and notifications to the residents of the town. Any questions? Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. The official newspapers, these are the publications selected in order for the town to publish the legal notices as required by law. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guadrone, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 7 are the license authorizations, identifying the town clerk to be the commissioner of licenses and authorizes the clerk to issue licenses pursuant to law. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guadrone, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 8, rental equipment. This regulates the use of rental equipment by various departments within the town. Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman Lorenzo, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Financial consultants, item 9, capital markets advisors will continue to perform in this capacity. Are there any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 10 are overtime services. These are designated to occur when deemed necessary by the individual apartments within the town, given the necessary pre-authorization. Are there any questions? Hearing none. Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman McElway, second. Second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 11, comptroller payroll signature. This authorizes the supervisor to notify the state and the county that the controller has been designated to sign all payrolls. Are there any questions? Motion by Councilman Guadrone, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 12 are the payroll deductions. This authorizes the controller to monitor and document accumulated time on the town payrolls. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guadrone, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 13 are the actuarial services. This resolution authorizes the controller to obtain actuarial services. Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman Lorenzo, second
Second.
by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 14, weekly payroll, authorizing town employees to be compensated weekly, as is something provided for in their contract. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guadrone, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 15, accounts section, authorizes the controller to administer the supervisor's accounts section. Are there any questions? Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 16 is the investment policy, authorizing the controller to invest monies, designate banks and/or trust companies as depositories and contract for the purchase of investments. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guadrone, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 17 are the water districts, authorizing controllers to represent the water districts within the town and to amend rates in accordance with the Suffolk County Water Authority. Any questions? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 18, the idle hour, the idle fund investment, authorize the controller to invest idle funds for 2025. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guadrone, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Digital signatures, authorizing certain individuals to access the payroll production system. Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman O'Connor.
Second.
Second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 20, bonding practices, continues the present practice for 2025 for elected and appointed officials. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guadrone, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 21, government securities dealers, identifies financial services companies and banks which will provide financial services for the town of Islip for 2025. Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. 22 are the change orders, authorizing the supervisor to execute amendments and change orders on existing professional services agreements, public works contracts, and purchase contracts which do not exceed 10% of the total contract price. Are there any questions? Motion by Councilman Guadrone, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 23, procurement procedures, sets forth the process under which departments of the town may purchase items and services. Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman Guadrone, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 24, airport consulting services, authorizes the Commissioner of the Department of Aviation and Transportation to engage consultant services in limited circumstances and within set parameters. Are there any questions? I'll make that motion. Second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 25, Town Board acceptance of FAA airport improvement grants, New York State and Suffolk County grants, and collect passenger facility charges for 2025. Are there any questions? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 26, Parks and Recreation Agreements, authorizes the Commissioner of the Department of Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Affairs to execute contracts and services in an amount not to exceed $3,000. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guadrone, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 27, acceptance of donation fees, authorizing the acceptance of donations under $1,000. Are there any questions? Hearing none. Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Guadrone. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Receiver of Taxes Courier Services, authorizes the supervisor to enter into an agreement for courier services for the receiver of taxes at no cost to the town. Any questions? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Guadrone. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 29 of the FOIL procedures, authorizing minor changes to the FOIL application form that may become necessary throughout the year. Any questions? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 30, the FOIL subject matter list. This adopts and identifies the list of departments to assist the public in their right to access records and identifying what kind of records are currently maintained by the town. Are there any questions? Motion by Councilman Guadrone. I will second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Item 31 is the appointment of the town clerk as the registrar, appointing the town clerk as the registrar of vital statistics. I'll make that motion. Do I have a second? Second by Councilman Guadrone. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. And the final item on the agenda is the meeting decorum. This formalizes the town's current procedures on the conduct of public meetings and public hearings. Are there any questions?
I have a couple of questions, yeah. I first want to, I guess, acknowledge and congratulate, I guess it would be probably the town attorney's office who drafted the language in items 1 through 11, setting forth our conduct. I think it's really good, and it's well done and well-placed and well-intentioned and important. How are we going to let our members of the public know who come to address us that these are the rules that they're supposed to be following?
I'm glad you brought that up because I already mentioned this to the town attorney. Obviously, there's no one here from the public today. There's no public portion, which, by the way, as the rules indicate, is not something that is required of a town board. The fact that we allow the public to come and speak is a courtesy that we extend Um, However, there is expected behavior uh, that should be followed, and I did ask the town attorney if at our first meeting of the year, that before we begin the meeting, I was going to mention that we had adopted the rules, according to the open meetings law, and that I would ask the town attorney to please read into the record for the information of the public item, rule number 6, that clearly defines, the kind of behavior that is expected.
Since we're public here and in a public meeting, I'd like to read number 10 if I could. Sufficient warning may be given by the town board at any time during a speaker's remarks, and in the event that the individual shall violate the rules of decorum set forth herein, the supervisor may prohibit the individual from further comment and may subject that individual to removal from the meeting. So my question is this: if a speaker comes to the podium to address the town board and is violating the rules of decorum in that they're saying things that are inflammatory and derogatory toward any particular group that reside here in the town, it is within our right as a town board to stop that speaker and tell them that they have crossed the line on the rules of decorum, and that if they continue to do that, they'll be forbidden from continuing to speak at the meeting.
That particular meeting or going forward?
That particular
Right.
speaker.
Yeah, I have no problem with doing that, and
Right.
as I said, we're sort of putting everyone on notice by having the town attorney, hopefully we won't have to do it at every meeting,
I think at 99% of the people who come to this,
are very respectful.
incredibly.
Mm-hmm,
But there are occasions.
yes, we know that.
I've had to sit here and sit patiently, watch it, and I don't think I want to watch that anymore, and I'm going to exercise my rights on number 10 to point out to people who are violating the rules that they're not permitted to do that, within, of course, the guidance of the town attorney and the chair of the meeting, but
Well, I would say this to you, Councilman, that since I am the recipient of probably 90% of that kind of discourse, I would welcome it and appreciate it,
May I make a comment, please?
certainly.
Would it be appropriate and wise to have maybe a poster or two outside, or one outside, one
what?
inside?
I'm sorry.
A poster?
Oh, a
Of the
poster of
rules?
the rules? Uh, we could do that, but why don't we try, I mean, that almost sounds, that might turn people off to thinking we don't want to hear from them, et cetera. Why don't we try that first step of having him, and if it persists, then absolutely we should do that. Good suggestion.
Thank you.
Any other comments?
motion.
Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Lorenzo and Councilman Guardone, a joint second on that, I think. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We have in fact adopted the meeting decorum rules. Are there any other questions? Hearing none, there is no other business before us. I make a motion to adjourn. Second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? We stand adjourned.